Welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the RPK 1943, the new Battle Pass light machine gun for the USSR. It's coming in with a battle rating of 2, which hopefully will make it very competitive, but I guess you'll have to stick around to find out. And let's get into its stats. So at 10 meters, it does 13.2 damage, 11.9 at 100. It shoots at 500 rounds a minute, with a reload time of 2.4, vertical of 52, horizontal of 16, with a 15-round magazine, and it only fires full auto. Now, there's certainly some things there that stand out, and we'll compare it to its other competitors soon enough. So, I think the most glaring thing about this gun that definitely gave me reservations when I was first looking at it is the 15-round magazine. It uses the same magazines that are used on the high-tier automatic rifle, the AKT or AVT, whatever. So if you've used that before, you have an idea of what this might be like. In my opinion, it feels much more controllable than that. Shooting at 500 rounds a minute, it makes it a very controllable fire rate. If you've used, like, MP40s before, they only shoot a little bit faster than this. So this is shooting slower than that. Think of it being somewhere between a FNAB and an MP40. So it is going to come in with a body. If you put it up on a windowsill or whatever, you're basically going to be perfectly stable. If you do so, you're just going to have to angle it and try to make sure you're not exposing yourself too much. But if you go into a building with 2, 3 of these, you can absolutely hold it down. The first outing that I did with this, I went and sat in a building in the middle of a courtyard and just mowed down Germans whenever I saw them. And the thing is, 15 rounds, it sounds bad until you start comparing it with its competitors. So, for example, probably the best gun that's in the tech tree for the Russians, well, actually, it's not even in the tech tree, my bad. Potentially the previous best alternative, if you had Stalingrad, for those of us that did, was the Breda Mod 30, because it had a 25-round magazine, shot at 530, a little bit faster, reloaded at 2.7, slower. This one has, less rounds, less fire rate, reloads faster. 33 by 22 recoil. The 22 is a lot, but firing single shots with it, it could be fairly accurate. And if you were set up on, like, a window or whatever, then it performed really well. For everybody who did not play Stalingrad, they were damned to use the Madsen. And the thing is, in my experience, the Madsen is a colossal piece of shit. And I know I've got them on one of my squads somewhere. I don't want to go digging for them to find them, so I'm just going to compare this to an unupgraded Madsen. So, unupgraded, it does 12 damage at 10 meters. You can imagine that's probably going to go up to 0.2 that K has. It's basically firing the same bullet as, like, the DP and all of the rifles. So, in addition to that, base it's shooting at 450. You can imagine upgraded, it's probably going to be close to 500. It's a BR2 light machine gun. They're all kind of around the same area when it comes to that. Reload time is 3.2. That will speed up with upgrades though, so it's probably going to be sub 3 seconds. It's probably close to what you get with the Breda. The recoil's 30-30, which is really what kills it. This gun feels like it shoots in circles. Even fully upgraded, it feels like it shoots in circles. And while it does okay if you can put it up on like a window or a sandbag wall or anything, outside of that, when you have to run around with it, it feels terrible. You can hip fire with it at close range and it'll do alright, but that's about it. I despise the Madsen. I hate this thing. It's terrible. It only shoots full auto. I guess its only redeeming quality is that it has a 25 round magazine, which is the largest at this BR for the USSR. It's 10 rounds more than the RPK, and it's 5 rounds more than the Beretta. What I'll say is, if you have Berettas from Stalingrad, they are an acceptable gun to use at this BR. They will get the job done. If you did not play Stalingrad, or if you did and you just have gold orders to use, I think the RPK 1943 you can't go wrong with. I think it's a very comfortable gun to use. I think the reload time is short enough that it feels alright to use, and you can speed it up with perks, which I would definitely recommend doing. It's only a 15 round magazine, so I would do that. You can kind of tap fire and pop off individual shots with it, and they'll be relatively accurate. I also think it just looks good. Of all the guns at this BR here, it's probably the meanest looking of them, and I like that. I think it looks cool. I would be happier if it had a bigger magazine. I'm not gonna lie, like, having a bigger magazine would be really nice. But for what you get, it actually feels pretty good. Realistically, you're gonna get at least 3, 4, 5 bursts off with it. And you don't really need more than that out of a light machine gun, especially at this BR, where I think a lot of the machine guns feel very unwieldy. A lot of them are kind of all over the place. So this one, 16 horizontal recoil is really not bad, and 52 vertical is controllable. And you can bring both of those in, depending on which one you feel is more impactful with perks. So, I think they do pretty well. Now, personally, when I was testing this gun out, I put it on my half-track squad. I had enough gold orders to get 2 of them, and I run 2 machine gunners in my half-track. And if you've seen my higher BR half-track loadout for Russia, I tend to run kind of wacky loadouts with it. So this kind of fit in well. I wouldn't be opposed to picking up a third one and running a full machine gun team with these. They're good guns. Like, to be entirely honest, I wish this thing was in the tech tree, because I would put it on every machine gunner. Like I said, I really don't like the Madsen, but the USSR has some phenomenal light machine guns at BR 3, 4, and 5. And so I use machine gunners a lot with my USSR lineups. So it's just different when I play low BR and I don't have access. Well, it's not that I don't have access to them. I just don't bring them. I just bring other stuff because I feel like it's more effective. At BR 2 and 3, you have the PPS 42 and 43. And while they're not light machine guns, the 35 round magazine and their stability and accuracy makes it feel like you can use them as like a stand-in for a light machine gun in a pinch. They really are just the best submachine guns at this BR, bar none. Like, I know a lot of the guns in this game to me feel like they could go at just about, like, there's a lot of BR 4 and 5 guns that I feel like they could be BR 3 or 2, and it wouldn't change anything. These are guns that I feel like they could put them at any BR in the game, and they would be just as effective. Like, I'm perfectly content taking PPS 42 or 43 to a BR 5 game. You won't hear me complaining. Does it mean that they should be moved up? Maybe, maybe not. I really hope that they don't, because I like using them, but, you know, it wouldn't be the end of the world if they did. Yeah, the RPK is awesome. If you have gold orders and you want a BR2 light machine gun, I highly recommend it. If you play BR2 Soviets a lot, this is probably the gun that you've been looking for all this time. It really does feel good. I thought that it might end up being more like the AVT-40, which, it's a good gun, but it has a lot of muzzle flip. But actually, the RPK feels pretty good. If I could take this RPK and give it to all my BR5 riflemen, honestly, I would do it. I would rather have this than the AVT-40. Which, again, the AVT is a good gun, and arguably it's more flexible because it's got semi-auto, but I also have a trigger finger, so I can make my own semi-auto. So, let me know if you've picked this one up. Do you like it? Did you pick up any of the other ones? I'm a little bit short on gold orders at the moment, so I have not gotten to pick up any of the other ones. I kind of want the Japanese one, and I kind of want the American one. The German one isn't really that exciting to me. I think that they've got a lot of competition there. But let me know what you think down below. So far, I'm pretty happy with the weapons that we've gotten from this battle pass. I look forward to securing some more of them and trying them out. And as per usual, get out there, kick ass, take names, and win your games.